Good evening, everybody who's taking the time to join us tonight. We have a pretty big agenda for Dr. Brewer to go over a lot of things for the end of the school year and leading into next year, 2022-2023 school year. I'm Natalie Early. I have with us Lauren Comey hosting this, and Teresa Domingos, our treasurer. Lauren's our secretary. We also have Laura Inra as one of our secretaries, and Ted Childs as a vice president, and Tisha as one of our vice presidents, and Christy Hines does a lot of our volunteer stuff and our teacher appreciation and anything else we do through the school year. I'm not sure if she's able to make it on the call tonight, but we will be hosting elections this evening. So I think the bios are posted out there, or Lauren will put them up on the screen so people can look at them to show who everybody is that's running. We love having volunteers on the board, and anytime you want to either join us next year or just volunteer for any activities we do throughout the school year, we would love to have hands-on with people giving their time. I wanted to say that we had a great golf outing on Friday, and we're looking forward to finding out the results of our golf outing and how it all went financially. And I know Dr. Brewer was there to kick off the outing, so maybe he'll say a word or two about the day, but the rain pretty much held off, and I think the golfers had a great time, and the team that put it together did a fantastic job. So anyway, if anybody has any questions throughout this, there is a chat. I know there were questions that were collected prior to the meeting. Feel free to put any questions in the chat. I think that's all I have. I've got a couple people looking for the link, so I'm going to go address that real quick. So if Teresa, do you have anything you want to say regarding? No? Okay. Oh. Okay, it's all right. Okay. Lauren, do you have, if everybody would take a second.
The link to the bios is in the chat, so I'll let you read
Okay.
it. They're kind of lengthy to post,
Okay.
but you can click the link there and take a quick look at the bios. When we do go to the voting, there will be 2 names listed for people for whom there's only one position, and the reason for that is that to do a poll, you have to have more than one choice, so you only need to vote for one. So.
Okay, I think for now, everybody that is running, if I am not on mute, hold on. Can you hear me, Lauren?
You're good. Okay.
Everybody that is currently in positions is running again, and that would be myself for president, Ted Childs, and Tisha Downs for vice president, co-vice presidents, Teresa as treasurer, Christy as volunteer coordinator is how we have it titled, and Lauren as corresponding secretary, and Laura Inra as our recording secretary. Hope I didn't leave anybody off. So, Lauren, do you want to go ahead and put it out there?
Yep, I'll launch the poll now. If you have any problems, just put it in the chat and I'll help you. Is everybody able to see it? Good. Trying to see results. Thank you.
And once the poll's over, we'll probably turn it over to Dr. Brewer so he can start giving some good information for the end of the year and the summer and start of 2022-2023. I'll go in there now. It's in there. You might have to heat. Oh, sorry.
All right, looking like the votes, we have certainly plenty of them coming in, but they do look like they're slowing down. So I'll go ahead and get started tonight. I will, first of all, just thank our golf tournament committee. They did do a fantastic job at a really spectacular event on Friday, and the weather did hold out. We'll find out in a little bit how much money was made on behalf of the Titans by the golf committee. We're so grateful to everyone who led that effort. And certainly those resources, topic for another time, will be invested in the lives of the Titans in the upcoming school year. I'm going to share my screen. Looking around the room, it appears clear to me that we have a preponderance of folks in the call who are going to have Titans in the class of 2026. So I'm going to actually, I'm going to start with that topic. Let me make sure, Mrs. Coma, does it look like everybody can see the screen? My
Yes, you look good. You look good.
Sounds good. So we have two agenda items tonight. The first one is we're going to talk about end of year events, especially as they impact the class of 2022. But I'm going to scoot ahead, seeing that many of you recognizing your names as parents clearly of our incoming freshman class. We'll start with next year. We'll look ahead to next year first, then we'll swing back to this year. You're all welcome to stick around when we make the shift between the two topics. But I want to make sure for those of you who have a limited amount of time that you can see the important stuff about next year. And then again, we'll circle back. These meetings, we scheduled an hour. I don't have an hour's worth of stuff to share, but I do want to answer your questions. So we'll have plenty of time for this presentation and your questions. Let's talk about next year. So a couple things. The most important thing I would say to an incoming freshman student and their parent is this: get engaged. High school is a time when there are an immense number of activities going on at school, and this is a time to be engaged in them. We want every single Titan to find at least one activity that connects them in an emotional way to Titan territory and makes them feel like coming to school is a joy, makes it feel like they are among family when they are at school. Couple of huge opportunities to become involved that I highly recommend actually begin over the summer. So that makes it really critical for those of you who have incoming ninth graders to understand for the next 4 years, your school year may begin in late July and early August. That's just the way it goes in high school. Much shortened summer break. The two things I highly recommend that every single freshman do are get involved in marching band or one of our 6 fall athletic programs. The reason for this is simple. Coming to a new environment, coming to high school is a big deal, and it can be really, really intimidating for a 14-year-old walking into this huge school, almost twice the size of Seneca Ridge physically, and almost twice the size in terms of the number of people who are walking around the hallways. Being involved in marching band or a fall sport before the school year ever begins creates a home field advantage for our Titan and helps him feel comfortable when the first day of school rolls around. They're going to see lots of people in the hallway that they know, and not just other freshmen, upperclassmen that they've met through cross country or marching band or football. And so I urge that every single freshman think about getting involved in the band or one of our athletic programs. Both marching band and our coaches are going to be available on Monday, June 6th between 6:30 and 7:30. I know Mr. Catone has been putting this out in the Bolt Blast for several weeks now. This is an open house, an opportunity to come meet Mr. Rolls, ask him questions that you have about the marching band program, and also meet so many of our coaches. Dozens of our coaches will be here that night, and we particularly want to encourage your participation in our fall athletic programs. And I'm looking at my screen here, realizing I got a typo here. We have 6 fall athletic programs, and those 6 include golf, cheer, and football, but they also include volleyball, field hockey, and cross country. And they all begin on Monday, August 1st. Prior to that day, there are some forms that need to be completed. The most significant one is a physical examination. You can find a lot of information about that on the Dominion High School website, so I won't dive into that in detail unless that comes up in our question and answer time in a few minutes. So apologies for the typo here. There are 6 athletic programs: golf, cheer, football, field hockey, volleyball, and cross country, which will all officially begin on August 1st. Some coaches, most of them, are going to have some opportunities for conditioning and out-of-season practices in June and July. Officially, 8th grade students are allowed to participate in those activities as soon as their 8th grade school year comes to an end. So right now they should be waiting in the wings, getting excited, but they can't begin until June 18th. So that's the Get Engaged message is these are some of the opportunities. There are many others, from our dance team to our theater program to debate and global ambassadors, many other opportunities. We'll get to those over the course of the start of school. But what's important about these two, band and fall sports, is they start an entire month before school begins. So it's important for you to have that on your radar screen so you can get involved. Building community. We have a longstanding 20-year tradition of welcoming new families who've never had a Titan at Dominion High School before, to our school community with a visit from a small team of parents, current students, and staff members who will come and visit your front porch starting on Father's Day. I'm sorry about that. Sunday, June 19th. Sundays are really good days for us to find folks at home. We're going to start in the Lowe's Island community on Sunday, June 19th. And we're going to visit, we hope, 20 to 25, maybe 30 on an ambitious day, families in the afternoon into the evening. We usually go out from about 2 or 3 in the afternoon until about 9 p.m. These are 10-minute visits. We never go in the house, got plenty of distance, and we just welcome you and let you know about opportunities to get engaged and become acquainted with your Titan and your family. Again, this is for families who've never had a Titan at Dominion High School before. There will be a schedule that will eventually be put together. Got to be honest with you, graduation's on June 17th. So I'm going to be winging it a little bit on June 19th. I'll probably put my schedule together on the 18th. We'll get that communicated out to you, but you'll know when we're coming to your neighborhood. And we realize you're going to take vacation. So we come to each neighborhood from Sugar Land, to our students who are on special permission and live outside of Titan territory, to Mirror Ridge, and all those neighborhoods. We come multiple evenings. Typically, we come on Sundays. That's when we have the best success finding folks home, Sunday afternoons and evenings. And we'll come back if we miss you the first time. And again, we'll let you know when we're coming. Another opportunity to build a sense of community is our community bike tour that Mr. Catone and I took in a very impromptu way last summer, and it proved to be really kind of exciting and cool. So more information will come about this in early June. We're planning a 22-mile bike tour around Dominion High School as we start the 2022-23 school year. And we're going to do that on July 22, right in the middle of the summer. We'll start at Seneca Ridge Middle School at 8:30 a.m. We're going to end up at Ray's Pizzeria, which is right down the street from Dominion and Seneca Ridge, at about 4:30. And we encourage students, parents, staff members just to join along for a few of those miles, a couple of those stops. We stop at every one of our elementary schools, and we make a stop in every single neighborhood in Titan territory on this journey. It's a slow pace. We're just having a great ride and enjoying each other's company on what we hope will be a really beautiful day. More information to come about that, but those are a couple of community building opportunities. Now, focusing more on what you have to do to get ready to be a freshman parent and a freshman student, there are really 3 things that you want to do as you're coming into high school. And these 3 things, of these 3 things, 2 of them are for students. One of them is for students exclusively. One of them is for parents exclusively, and then one is for both. Let's start with the parent seminars. We want to share with you the details about how we're going to promote the academic, social, emotional, behavioral, attitudinal, attendance success of your Titan. We can do that in 90 minutes. And we're going to do that 4 times during the month of August. You only need to come once. I urge you to come. We do things at Dominion High School unlike any other high school anywhere in the country. because we have a unique community that's unlike any other one anywhere in the country. So we've designed some structures and systems in place to meet the needs of our Titans in this amazing context called Titan territory. We think you will be able to best support your student if you know our systems and structures ahead of time. So on those 4 dates in August, we will invite you for an hour and a half. We'll be very timely about it, very engaging about it. It's not going to be a talking head like it is tonight. It'll be very engaging. And we'll tell you all the things you need to know about how you can be involved in helping your Titan find success in the 9th grade. That's exclusively for parents. We don't forbid students to come, but it's really, we're talking to parents. It's a parent kind of conversation. I want to give you a heads up that we typically hold these events in our library, but as I'll talk about in a little bit more in just a moment, we don't have a full-size library, and we won't until about October because we're undergoing some renovations. So these parent seminars will likely be held at an off-site location really close to Titan, right, really close to Dominion High School. We got a couple places in mind, and we'll let you know well in advance right where we're going to meet on those 4 dates. Link Crew orientation is for freshmen. This is not something parents should come to. You got to work. And this is an opportunity for freshmen to meet some critical individuals that will shepherd them through the freshman year. They are link leaders, upperclassmen, juniors and seniors, highly respected by their peers and by their teachers for their integrity, their kindness, and their engagement in school. And they're going to welcome each and every freshman to Titan territory on Monday, August 22nd from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. This will be a really engaging day that will help students feel a lot more comfortable at school. We'll talk more about what Link Crew is, what its purpose is, and how it's structured during our parent seminars. So I won't go into detail on that. I would just ask you to put that date on your calendar. It's a fantastic day for your Titan to get introduced to Dominion High School. And of course, if they've already been here for marching band and fall athletics, that day's going to seem like a breeze. The following day, Tuesday, August 23rd, is a 20-year tradition for us called Zero Day, where we invite families, students, and parents to come together to meet teachers and attend all of the classes for the very first time together. We're going to do that at 9 a.m. from 9 to noon on Tuesday, August 23rd. This is our back to school night, by the way. This is your opportunity to walk in the shoes of your student and meet the teachers and hear the opening expectations that each teacher has for your student. All grade levels are welcome to come, and all students at all grade levels and all parents at all grade levels can come. It's a very exciting day to be a Titan. And so we hope that you'll set aside that time to come and meet your teachers. By the way, Thunder Day at Seneca Ridge is that afternoon at 1:15. So if you have students at Seneca Ridge, especially a 6th grader, you might want to talk to your employer and take that day off right now. Specifically talking to our current junior class, rising senior class, I just want to give a couple of heads up that after Zero Day, we're going to carry on a newly founded transition in the post-pandemic era of painting senior parking lot spaces. After Zero Day, our seniors will be unleashed to paint their parking space and to make that parking space their own for the senior year. They can begin anytime after Zero Day ends. It'll end about noon. We encourage the students to go grab some lunch, come back at 1 p.m. They can paint all afternoon and all night, depending on what their schedule is. The next day, Wednesday, August 24th, we have a college boot camp. Very engaged class of 2022 was in this event last year, which we held for the first time. The boot camp is 9 a.m. for students and 7 p.m. for parents on Wednesday, the 24th. That sets you up for the college and career search process that will go on throughout the senior year, especially the first half of it. We have a tradition in Titan territory that our seniors gather on the first day of school in our main stadium and watch the sunrise over their senior year. Very cool, very low key. Just come, bring a blanket, be together, sort of quietly and solemnly embrace the beginning of the end, right? That last year, every day is a last of something. The last first day of school, the last first football game, the last assembly, the last homecoming dance. So that's the first of a lot of lasts, and very emotional time for our seniors. We hope that they'll all be here that morning. The second day of school, we have a blessed opportunity to continue a longstanding tradition by playing the Panthers of Potomac Falls in varsity football at 7 p.m. This year's game is at Potomac Falls. It's on Friday, August 26th. And then senior week, a new week when we just celebrate what it means to be a senior. We'll be asking for some help from our parents to create a really special week for our seniors from September 12th through the 16th. So 3 things I want you to think about. Last things about that I have to say about the beginning of the year are, this is our 20th year. It seems like yesterday that it was 2002, 2003. We actually opened in August of 2003 on August 25th. So 20 years to the day will be 19 years to the day we'll be opening for our 20th year. That's such an exciting time. We'll reinvent ourselves during this 20th year. We'll reconsider our mission, our vision, our values, make sure they're still relevant, and be refocusing on our priorities for the upcoming 5 to 10 year period of time. We are under renovation. That renovation is flip-flopping our library and our main office so that the main office is at the front of the building. Rather, right now it's in the center, and we can't see the main entrance from the main office. Loudoun County Public Schools is rectifying that in 9 of its high schools over the next 3 or 4 year period, and it's our turn this summer. You may have also heard that we're being joined and co-located by a high school, William Obadiah Roby High School, that is very small. They have 29 students right now. They'll have 50 next year. They specialize in accelerating the path toward graduation for students who have unique life circumstances. Students come to Roby High School from all over Loudoun County. We have a good share of them right here at Dominion High School. I'm really excited to welcome Roby High School because they serve, again, our students whose pathway to graduation isn't traditional, but it's an awesome opportunity for us to provide a platform for students to be able to graduate and do so more quickly and efficiently. Just so you know, Roby is not an alternative school in the sense that students aren't sent there for disciplinary reasons. They're sent there when they've demonstrated a high degree of ambition to become high school graduates, but they need some things that are hard for them to get from our comprehensive high schools that are serving 1,500 to 2,000 students. They need that personal touch. So those are some things to consider. Roby High School is joining us this summer. They're just going to be in their 2nd year, and we're excited to have the opportunity to partner with them, and they'll be able to serve lots of our students. We're actually referring 20 of our students who fit their profile perfectly to make the transition from being Titans to being part of the Lynx family. That's their nickname, the Lynx, as next year begins. So those 3 factors are important considerations as we begin our 20th year. I want to go back and talk to our seniors for just a second, and I'm going to come back and answer questions in a moment. But for our seniors, those of you who are parents of current seniors, just want to point out, and current juniors as well, this first event, I want to talk about prom. I want to talk about our senior award ceremony, something called the senior walk. And then I want you to know that the last day of school for seniors, I don't like the way that slide reads. I better fix it before we post it anywhere. The last day of school for seniors is Friday, June 3rd. Then we're going to talk about a senior trip to King's Dominion, final graduation rehearsal, and graduation itself. So that's kind of our outline about the things we're going to talk about with our seniors remaining few weeks of school. I think 13 school days, 12 maybe. Prom's on Friday. It's at a beautiful place, Raspberry Plain Manor out in Leesburg. We got the address there so our students can find it. It's a place probably none of them have ever been. It's from 8 to 11 p.m. We are sold out, over 500 tickets, biggest prom we've ever had. So excited that so many of our students, after so many things that they've missed throughout their high school experience, have the opportunity to celebrate prom for the first time in 3 years, really, in a meaningful way. And it's on a Friday. We've never done it on a Friday before, but we did it for a number of different reasons. And we do expect students to attend school in the morning. We recognize that many of our students who are going to the prom are going to need to be leaving school early to get ready for prom, and we fully support that. So we just ask students to be here in the morning, attend class until they reasonably need to leave to take care of any preparation appointments that they have. Let's see. Senior year timeline. By the way, going back to prom for just a second, we didn't distribute tickets. We have a guest list. And when your student arrives for the prom, we will check them off on our list. Senior awards ceremony will be Tuesday, May 31st. It's very long. We have a lot to celebrate with our seniors. Begins at 9:30 a.m., goes until 1 p.m. After we're done celebrating them, we'll feed the seniors a lunch, and then we'll give them their caps and gowns that day. On Thursday, June 2nd, we're going to ask all of our seniors, that's the next to last day of school, their last A-day ever. We're going to ask them to leave just a little bit early that day. They can either drive themselves, or they will provide a bus to drive them to their elementary school, Sugarland, Meadowland, Horizon, or Rose Island, where the staff and students of those 4 elementary schools are going to be anticipating a senior walk-in cap and gown of the class of 2022, just being great role models for those students who are following in their footsteps in those fantastic 4 elementary schools that make up the Dominion cluster. So we're hoping that the Leopards that were in the class of 2015, 5th grade class of 2015, are going to go over to Rose Island for about half an hour that day. And the Mustangs, the Wildcats, and the Comets will do the same. And so caps and gowns will be needed on that particular day. Again, we'll provide a bus so students can get there, but most of our seniors tend to drive anyway. Then the last day of school, Friday, June 3rd, our seniors will be turning in their Chromebooks, and they'll be finishing their journey through Titan territory. That won't be the last set of activities, though. There'll be 3 other things that we're asking all seniors to do. We have a senior trip planned to Kings Dominion on Wednesday, June 15th. We'll board the buses at 8 a.m. We'll be at the park when they open at 11 a.m. and we'll stay at the park until they close at 8 p.m. 2-hour drive back will have us back here by 10:30. Seniors have to ride the bus. They have to ride the bus. Lots of good reasons for that. They all have to do with safety. We want seniors to be on the bus, be transported by professionals after a long day of having a great time in the park. The ticket, we will provide every senior who goes with a ticket to the park, a ticket to get free drinks all day long and free meals all day long. They literally can go on this trip and bring no cash with them and have a great time all day long. The cost of the trip is $60, and that payment was due just a couple of days ago. If students have not made all of their senior dues payments, we need them to take care of that now. There were 2 previous senior dues payments that paid for things like the graduation ceremony, caps and gowns, an event that we held last month called Senior Color Wars. Those things were paid for by 2 previous payments of $60. The 3rd payment of $60 only applies to those students who are going on the Kings Dominion trip. We're hoping that all seniors have taken care of their senior dues at this point, and they should finish that off. If not, we'll be reaching out to parents and students if anybody has not taken care of those payments. Now, you should know, in full transparency, 40% of the students who attend Dominion High School qualify for free and reduced lunch. I absolutely love that. I love working in a community where we have students with great need and a community that has world-class resources. And so Loudoun County Public Schools picks up those costs, and through things like our golf tournament, we're able to pick up those costs so that no Titan, regardless of the absence or presence of tremendous resources in their life, ever has to worry about participating in any of our activities. We can always cover every student, whether they can pay or not. That includes a lot of cool things that we'll talk about for those of you who are incoming in future opportunities to talk. But the reason I bring that up is $180 is a lot of money for senior year for many of our families. And there's a waiver process. So there's a waiver form on our website and also available in a hard copy at the school, so that a student who has need and a family who has need can have all the fees paid for by Loudoun County Public Schools instead of sacrificing tremendously. That's a lot of money, and it does cost a lot for us to celebrate the senior year the way we like to, but we can make it affordable for everyone. So there's a form there if any part of that senior due process is too much. Senior year ends, of course, with graduation, and we've got to have one more rehearsal. We've had several already, but one last rehearsal will occur on Thursday, June 16th. They are scheduled on the hour. We've broken the senior class up into 4 groups. That is for mercy. If we bring all 350 358 graduates at once. It takes forever to get 358 people doing exactly what they need to do. So we break the class up into groups of about 90, and it goes much faster and much better. So we need each group to come in according to the first letter of their last name at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., or 4 p.m. for about 90 minutes. And it's so crucial. We've told our seniors this for weeks already, and they have literally almost a month from today, 30 days from today, to make sure they don't have a conflict with this time. We need each graduate at their scheduled time. That is a really important event. This will be personalized final graduation rehearsal for each graduate. We want to make sure we're going to read their name correctly. We want them to know exactly where they're going to sit and when it's their turn to come get their diploma. So we need them to attend with their cohort. Lastly, graduation is on Friday, June 17th at 9 a.m. We're going to be outside in our main stadium. You can see the setup on the stage last year. That's a large LED screen that Loudoun County Public Schools is paying for, so that even though we're outside, everybody's got a fantastic view. That's prior to the ceremony. During the ceremony, you'll see it's a Jumbotron, and you'll see the ceremony live right before your eyes, but you'll also see a huge video rendition of it on the LED screen. Each graduate will receive 5 tickets, and those 5 individuals will sit on the stadium turf in very close proximity to their graduate. It'll be really special. That doesn't mean that each graduate is limited, however, to only 5 people coming and joining us. They can invite an unlimited number of guests. The other guests sit in the bleachers and watch from there. But 5 very special family members will get to be really close. One of the advantages of having reserved seating is that you don't need to arrive crazy early and be sitting in the hot June sun for a long period of time before the ceremony. We recommend you arrive between 8:15 and 8:30, 8:40. We'll get you right to your seats, and plenty of room in the bleachers. The bleachers seat 3,000. We probably only have 500 to 700 people in the bleachers, so there'll be lots of space available. We'll be spaced out to make sure if there's any lingering effect of a variant of COVID-19, it's unlikely to affect us. We had no problems with that last year, and because we'll be so spread out and we'll be outside. I want to just give you a little bit of a heads up about our parking plan for that day. Parking is the craziest thing. You can see here that X marks the spot. This is where we're going to be graduating. The graduates are going to sit where X is. The stage is going to be right here where my cursor is, if you can see that. And then graduates' families are going to be lined up here just off to the east and west of the graduates. And you'll actually be seated in the same row as your graduate. It's really nice way to do it. We got tremendous feedback about that last year. These are the bleachers, very spacious. You're a little bit further away, but you'll hear very well, and you'll be able to see because of the LED really well. I want to point out that we'll have rented golf carts on campus. So wherever you have to park, if you have ambulatory needs within your party, we'll be able to help you get to the stadium. I want to point out that everyone should plan to enter the parking lots through one of 3 entrances, 2 of which are shown here on my map. This is our main entrance. Everyone who's able-bodied, we're going to ask you to use the main entrance and park up here on our main lot. And then you'll walk down through the alley here between the 2 schools down to the stadium, and your seats here, either on the field if you have a ticket or in the bleachers if you're an additional guest. For those members of our school community who have ambulatory needs, significant ambulatory needs, we're going to actually ask you to enter through entrance 2. This is at our bus loop in Duck Spring. You'll come in here, and if you have really significant needs, like you have someone in your party who has a cane or a walker or a wheelchair, we're going to usher you right down here to the bus loop of Seneca Ridge. All the buses will be moved, so we have plenty of room, and we will be able to use the golf carts to get you down to your seats and in the shortest possible distance. If you have the next level of ambulatory challenges, not necessarily needing a walker or a wheelchair, but it's going to be a slow process. We'll have you park here in parking lot C. That's our bus loop. Makes the journey shorter if you're walking, but we also will have lots of shuttles with the golf carts to get you down to your seats and plenty of time for the ceremony. So again, we don't think that you need to arrive significantly early, but not like hours early. Don't arrive before 8:15 or so. We'll get you in your seats in time for the start of our procession, which will begin at 9 a.m. Did put parking lot D up here. That's the Seneca Ridge parking lot, and you're welcome to park there too. I'm going to be asking our staff to park there, but that's actually probably more convenient than parking lot A. You can walk right down through here and get to the stadium. You do have to enter the stadium over here. This is where our ticket booth area is, but that's the plan. So I'm going to close out the presentation right now. Stop sharing. I'm going to check out our question link. Some folks entered questions in advance. I'm going to try to find those if I can. And I see a question here. We do not have a date for yearbook arrival yet, but we certainly expect to get one soon. And let me see if I can find my questions here. Let's see. Where did I hide those? Somewhere in here. All right. If you like, please feel free to ditch us if you have had your questions answered. If you have other questions, please stick around. You can put them in the chat. There's also a link where you can submit questions. Is that what that is, Mrs. Coma? Is that the link for questions right there, or is that for me to look up?
That's for you. I'll put the link for questions in.
Okay, cool. Thanks so much. I had it up in advance. I've just lost it here in my multiple screen Outlook here. Actually, I think I answered the only questions that were submitted using the form already, and that had to do with the welcome wagon. We'll be posting a schedule. You'll know when we're coming to your neighborhood, and we'll come to your neighborhood more than one weekend in case you're on vacation when we do come. But feel free at this point to go ahead and put some questions in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer them. And again, like I said, if you don't have questions and you're good, it's a beautiful evening. I encourage you to go join it. Don't feel like you have to stay. It's perfectly fine for you to duck out. I really appreciate you coming, and I hope you found this information helpful. I'm sorry it was 30 minutes of me talking. Apologize. That's a lot of information there, but just wanted to get good quality information out there so it takes a lot of the guesswork out of your next steps, whether you're a senior, a freshman, or somewhere in between. Yeah, we'll post these slides. I've got a couple corrections to make, obviously, but I'll post we'll get these posted on the Atlas website as well as Dominion High School's website later this week. This is information we want certainly for people to have it publicly available. $500 prom tickets and then some, a little over 500. Definitely a Dominion High School record. Meeting coaches on June 6th. There will be many other opportunities to meet coaches for sure, including one in August when the fall season starts. At the beginning of each season, we have a Meet the Coaches night. And for the fall, that date is Wednesday, August 10th at 7 p.m. And in the meantime, if you have questions about a program that your Titan is interested in participating in, our website, athletic website, shows the names of the coaches for each program. You can reach out to them via email or reach out to our athletic department. Is there a calendar in the school website where we can find the dates of different activities like concerts and theater? That is an awesome question. We are trying in this day and age to use Schoology for that purpose. And It's a struggle on all of our part, but that's the place where we're hoping that in 2022-23, you'll be able to see this information predictably populated. One of the reasons we like the Schoology calendar is every student, every staff member, every parent has access to that calendar. It is a little tricky to learn to use it, but it's one good platform you can predictably go to. Yes, we do have an esports team, and it goes year round. So they'll get started right about the time school is beginning. As a matter of fact, our current athletic director, Dwayne Peters, love that man. He is retiring after a lengthy career as an educator, coach, and athletic director. Our new athletic director on July 1st is coming to us from the league office of the Virginia High School League, where he founded the Virginia High School League's esports program. So I'm looking forward to esports exploding on the scene here at Dominion High School. And we got a good, solid group of students participating in that already, but I think it'll even take off more under his leadership. Oh, I'm so glad you asked about that. Kids do not need to have any previous experience in order to join a sports team. Most of the teams we just talked about are open to everyone. Cross country, everybody gets to run. Football, everybody gets to play. Cheer, virtually everyone who comes out will find a spot on one of our 3 teams. Field hockey, we should have room for everybody who wants to play. Volleyball is probably our one. Volleyball and golf are our competitive sports in the fall, where prior experience is probably helpful, not required. We generally have more people try out for volleyball and golf than we could possibly put on the team and give them playing time. But those other 4 sports, we have plenty of space. And what we love about high school sports is the opportunity for students to be able to engage regardless of their level of experience. That's kind of what I was saying a little bit ago. It's so important for kids to have these experiences in your youth. And we have hundreds of students who've never played on an organized team of any sort. We have other students who play at a very high level on organized teams, and they have since early childhood. We love to bridge the gap and make sure that our students who haven't had those experiences get them while they're at Dominion High School. Nothing, honestly, gives me greater joy as the principal than to watch our student athletes who don't have experience be able to participate and grow in an educational environment like high school athletics. So thank you for asking that question, Jenny. That is a great one. Thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate you coming. Mrs. Coma will probably close it off here in a moment. We're going to meet with our families who prefer to speak with us in Spanish at 8 o'clock. So we're going to cut out soon here and go to that conversation, but I don't want to cut off any more questions you might have. If you have any, put them in the chat here. Otherwise, we'll see you real soon. Thank you so much, and go Titans.